all the best. Cosmos, let's talk about the senior men's national team, the Super Eagles, giving us another reason to talk sports this morning. The Nigeria Football Federation released 23 players that will play the qualifiers against Congo and South Africa. And then the question everyone is asking, where's the coach?
Yeah. That's a question I asked myself too when I got the story yesterday. Of course, we're in 3-man list that was brought out, and I was wondering, where is the coach? Because usually when a list is supposed to be released by the national team coach, he calls a press conference, answers questions, tells the press the reason for his decision to pick some certain players over some certain players. But right now, the Nigerian Football Federation, in many of their resolutions yesterday at their executive committee meeting, they brought out the list. And but then, Tony was saying yesterday night on Sport Tonight that according to his source, which I feel they're credible, that they actually released the list in conjunction with Stephen Keshi, who they are still negotiating with. So I am hoping that this list is from Stephen Keshi, but then I'm seeing some players there that ordinarily Stephen Keshi would never invite. And I'm wondering, players like Osazio Derwinge were left out of the team. Players like Victor Moses were left out of the team. Those are players that anytime, any day, maybe for Victor Moses the latter, anytime, any day, Keshi would invite him. For Osazio Derwinge, I think he really did well at the World Cup. For me, I feel he should have been there as well. But then I feel some players that are there, deserve their call up. Nosai but I still don't understand why he wasn't at the World Cup. Chinedu Obasi, very difficult one. At the latter part of last season, really did well for Shakao. For let's see if this would have been a good one for him. And for Sonny Aluko. Now, Sonny Aluko, for Hull City, played in the finals of the FA Cup last season. And I'm wondering, Sonny Aluko, Stephen Keshi inviting Sonny Aluko, that's a very difficult one.
It's possible. It's possible. He's a decent player.
Well, it's possible. So let's just hope. Is there a coachless Super Eagles? I don't know. I think if, according to the sources of Tony, that it was in conjunction with Stephen Keshi, maybe something we'll be hearing the news pretty much soon.
Okay, the 23-man list, Cosmos has actually broken it down. But let's just talk about the list briefly. Goalkeepers, Vincent Enyema, Austin Ejide, and then, of course, Chigozie Agbim. Those are the regular guys we see in goalkeeping. For the defenders, good to know that Elderson Echejile is back. There's Juan Oshaniwa, who wasn't so bad
at the World Cup.
World Cup. There's Efe Ambrose, Godfrey Obuabona. There's Azubuike Egweke, the regular guys in defense, Kenneth Tumeruo, and then Kunle Odunlami. But the question everyone has been asking since yesterday are those players that went to the World Cup that are missing. Where's Babatunde Michael? Where's Michael Uchebo?
Michael Uchebo was didn't really have a good World Cup. I don't know what Babatunde Michael, he broke his hand, so he's just coming back from injury, and they'll probably want him to rest. Yeah. So I could understand the exclusion of those players. However, I do not understand the exclusion of Osazio Denwinge.
Okay.
I still not, and of course, I still do not understand the exclusion of Victor Moses. Maybe he's just getting a new club, he needs to settle down and all that. Probably Shola Miobi, I think he's done with the Super Eagles. He has gotten what he wants, and that's just it. AGK Zwinyi, Mamelodi Sundown in South Africa, just joined them. I feel he should have been in this team. That's
a player that all we can do for him as a country is progression.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he actually has the quality.
Exactly.
To
exactly.
Impress.
So maybe I could understand that Michael Uchebo, Gabriel Ruben shouldn't have even been in the World Cup in the first place. So as far as I'm concerned, as all these players, maybe Osazio Derwinge would be a big worry for me. Why is he not in the team?
Okay, that's it. The talks that Babatunde Michael is still injured, but I'm sure whenever a list is released in Nigeria, everyone is a coach one way or the other. And you guys have been saying, why is Mikel Obi on the list? Gracious goodness, Mikel Obi, why shouldn't he be on the list? That's a joke. So that's it. Talk to us. What do you think of the list that has been released by the Nigeria Football Federation for the AFCON qualifiers against Congo and South Africa? Who should be on that list? Who shouldn't be there? Talk to us on Twitter. It's channels_sports, and on Facebook with channels-sports. Sports this morning on Channels Television. Let's go on a quick break. After playing a goalless draw in Istanbul, the coaches of Arsenal and Besiktas, talking about Arsene Wenger and Slaven Bilic, are still full of praise for their players. Let's listen to them. We'll come back, we'll talk. Stay.
Besiktas played with 100% pace in the game and did fight for every single ball and was quick. And we needed a great level of concentration. We are maybe still a bit short physically in some situations, but overall it was a game played for 90 minutes at a great pace.
It was good for the neutrals to watch at home. It was good for our fans, good for their fans. The stake was big, of course, high, and I'm really proud of my players because they played fantastic game. They stick to our plan. Arsenal, of course, had their chances there. They are creating them against whoever they play. But in my point of view, we were closer to beat them. We had more clearer chances, and simply, if you want to beat Arsenal, you have to score from one of those, I don't know, free chances.
Okay, that's it. Bilic saying that Arsenal, they will always play, but then he thinks that his team got closer to winning that one, and then they could have. Let's take a quick look at the results from the first leg of the Champions League playoff games. Arsenal and Besiktas played a goalless draw. Bayer Leverkusen, they traveled away to FC Copenhagen to beat them 3-2. Napoli and Atletico Bilbao played a 1-0 draw. Bilbao scored first, and then Napoli equalized. And Red Bull Strasbourg defeating Malmo by 2-1. Steaua Bucharest defeated Ludogorets by a single goal. So those are teams looking for a place in this year's UEFA's Champions League. So everything to play in the second leg, particularly Arsenal. Let's talk about that team. Wenger, not as a lot of people say it's too economical. He's beginning to spend. He's going to bring new players. Sanchez, we saw him last night. And then we'll see him again against Everton on Saturday. Arsenal, they lost Ramsey in that game to a red card.
Yeah.
They got close, but you're expecting that when Arsenal throws their player at you, they will score. What are the losses for Wenger?
Well, for me, the losses for Wenger is the fact that he got Ramsey sent off from that game, and of course the fact that Arteta got injured as well.
Yeah.
For me, that game was a very open game. Any one of the side would have won that match. Bilic, he just said it. As far as I'm concerned, too, I think Besiktas had the better chances to Arsenal. They got goal scoring chances. Dembaba actually hit the bar. That is a big revelation for them. They got a good striker and is playing in a place where he's free to play, same way he was in Newcastle. That's the first time I'm going to see the sort of form that Ba had in Newcastle and West Ham at the time. So as far as I'm concerned, a very open game. But then Arsenal usually struggle in the first match of qualifiers for the Champions League, but then when they go to the Emirates, they just kill it. So I just hope it happens like this. 3 seasons ago, they played Napoli. Actually, they played a goalless draw against Napoli in the Emirates, but went over to Italy and beat Napoli by 2-1. So let's just hope that this time around is really going to be like that for Arsenal. Arsenal have what it takes to get into the group stage of the Champions League. In fact, they really need to get there. UEFA wants them to get into the group stage of the Champions League.
So that's it. Dembaba coming close before this strike. You saw Santi Cazorla also going close. And then this is one move, typical Arsenal play, and then it goes deep, and then there's a sexy chip by Ramsey to Giroud, and on a good day, you'd expect Giroud.
This was
the finish.
Like, seriously, I was wondering what happened to Giroud on the night.
It was a frustrating night.
Yeah, it was a frustrating night for them. But then you just have to look at the fact that Besiktas, look at how they're playing. They let us now do the playing, then they go on the counter, and they're really dangerous on the counter. They play some sort of a formation where they have 2 at the front of the defense, 3 going forward, and they let Arsenal do what they are playing, but then they got the attack. The counter is something that if Arsenal is not careful, he's really going to hunt them way back at the Emirates. But
Yeah.
then you have to look at the fact that the likes of Lucas Podolski will be back, Mesut Ozil will be back, and of course, let's hope that Arsenal will be able to get some players before then. So let's just see how it goes. But then, if Arsenal do not get into the group stage of the Champions League, it's really going to be a very bad one. And for the first time in 18 years, they will not play in the group stage. That's what it means.
And then when Arsene Wenger goes back to read that fact, he will tell his players, you need to make it to the group stage of the UEFA Champions League. Let's leave football now and talk tennis. The sittings for this year's US Open has been released. And no surprise, Novak Djokovic seeded number 1, but number 2 seeded player is Roger Federer. And I'm saying that's some sort of motivation for him to go into the tournament.
Yeah, and again, he won the Cincinnati just days back. So big motivation for him to get into, to get his 18th Grand Slam title. Let's hope it's going to be easy for him. The likes of Rafael Nadal is out of this one.
Yeah.
He's actually the defending champion, but then broke his wrist months ago, and he couldn't just recover in time for the Cincinnati and, of course, for the US Open. So, yeah, he's really going to fight against the like of Novak Djokovic. Wawrinka, that man won the Australian Open. High power kind of player, knows how to hit the ball when he wants to hit the ball and push his player. Yes, of course, and you have to look at the fact that Andy Murray is way down the pecking order, seeded 8th. That is something. This year has not been a good year for him. He has particularly not showed up. Yes, he got a female coach, and everybody was thinking he was really going to go higher and higher, but it's not really been a good year for him. Yeah, the British number 1, he really needs to work really hard. And if he wants to win a Grand Slam title like he did last year at Wimbledon, then he's really going to fight against the 7 ahead of him.
There's also David Ferrer in 4th, and Milos Raonic seeded 5th. Thomas Berdych, that's another name that can actually stretch his opponent as good play, seeded 7th, and then Gregor Dimitrov is seeded 7th, and then we told you Andy Murray is seeded 8th for the US Open. This seeding means that Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer can only meet in the final. And that's a good one. So that's it, tennis for you. Let's quickly talk Formula One. Interesting season we're having, and that's because the guys, the younger generation, are showing that they can also drive. There is Daniel Ricciardo doing so well. Because of Daniel Ricciardo, this season, no one is talking about Sebastian Vettel. And then next season, we're going to be hearing about Max Verstappen. It's just 16,
Yeah.
and he'll be racing for Toro Rosso.
Yeah, and he'll be racing. Yeah, exactly. He's now currently racing in the Formula 3. Yeah, there's a Formula 1, which is a higher one, and there's a Formula 2, and there's a Formula 3 for the upcoming ones. Now, he's racing, and he has won 6 out of 8 races. He has won 6 so far, and he's the one leading on the on the standing table. Of course, he's the son of a former Formula 1 driver as well, a Dutchman as well, and he's really doing good. Next season, he will be 17 in September. And next season, we're going to be seeing him driving. Now, the question is this. For that boy of that age, driving, he has broken the record. He has
Remember, it was Jaime Alguersuari, who was 19 and 15 years old when he made his F1 debut. And then now Verstappen has smashed it.
Yeah, he has smashed it. He will be 17 when he starts driving next season. And then let's just hope that great things will be for this young man. And let's wish him all luck. I like something like this. I like it when teenagers and youth, try as much as possible to break records despite all the challenges. And I think all the teenagers and youth watching this program should take motivation from that no matter what is happening in this country, we can actually make it. We don't have to do odd things, bad things, just because we want people to hear us. So as far as I'm concerned, good luck to Verstappen.
Verstappen, as we told you, is currently 16 years old and only graduated from karts this year. However, an impressive string of performances in European F3 Championship, as Cosmos says, saw him join Red Bull's junior program earlier this month. What's the word we should take out of this? there were programs to develop this talent, and now is set to race in a competitive league such as the F1. Kudos to whoever is giving attention to grassroots sports all over the world. So that's it. That's our show this morning on the program. But remember, you can always talk to us on Twitter. It's channels_sports, and on Facebook, or channels-sports. So that's it. We'll leave you with visuals coming from the world of golf. Rory McIlroy, he's been hanging around Tiger Woods lately. Maybe he wants to give us another era. That's it. On behalf of the dedicated sports team, my name is Austin Okonakman. To come your way again, everything you do, remember, just keep talking sports.